make it nice with or without an audience of mic. Just something that I like, a part of me in everyday life. Not just something I bust for likes or to share with my cellular device. What's important isn't what I'm showing, it's to become intertwined with each and every moment. Oh, but it takes time, trying to feel right. But I'm not really feeling that hype, feeling quite off. So now it's on, have to come strong. No objections to my objective. The gift was invested. That way that come, be my flavor. It's the way that keep it laid back. Come, be my flavor. It's the way that come, be my flavor. It's the way that laid back. Be my flavor. My left, keep it laid back. You know how to act. Come, baby, be the flavor that I got. My leg, keep it hot. No, it's non-stop. It's my life. Yo, whoa, yes. Well, it's new money. That lyrical exotic. That I style. Symbolic. The blow my latte. Oh, yeah. Got new money. That lyrical exotic. Oh, that style. Symbolic. Blow my latte. Yeah. I know my man. God, my stock common. Call it modest. From the month after August. Like leaves in the autumn. My style fall falling. I find solace. Cast in ruins. My stones polished. Rabbit up from the bottom in the shadow of Colossus. One has to start climbing. Rabbit a mic in. Tantalizing every sentence. Exciting. Full and vibrant. Kinda hard to deny it. Hypnotic with the timing. The rhyme enticing. The law vibing. I heighten the sense of fine rhyming. Well, that's the promise. How I'm designing. When I'm upon it. The wax style. I know the people and they don't want it. With mine, I'm a flaunt it. The style unseen, unheard in any quadrant. The flow shall no be corresponding. The young grasshopper. Grasshopping all upon the blossom. Yes, I well, it's pneumonic. That lyrical exotic. I'm focused on the hooks and I'm focused on the phonics. Yeah, the flow hypnotic. All this style comic. No facial or symbolic. I stop spell from dome knowledge. Well, it's pneumonic. That lyrical exotic. I'm focused on the hooks and I'm focused on the phonics. Oh, the flow hypnotic. Oh, yeah, the style comic. The style symbolic. The flow melodic. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, lyrical exotic. Oh, yeah. It's pneumonic. The lyrical exotic. Yes, I've been in the nights amongst the program, the be the user. I swing at the roof, the wit, they loop maneuver. Intellectually, I bamboozle, almost loser. I with it around, I left them in the super. Gaming on my computer, sleeping away past the cockle-doodle of the rooster. I thought it would be from ill producers. Many I get the juice from the stress loose. Zipping up the zipper in my lunar shinobi suit. My rhyme regalia, in the practice, my rhyme theatrics. In the gymnasium, I be. You gotta throw in the rhymes that be bouncing on inside your cranium, rebelling against corruption like the Ukrainians. My love coming to stick it upon to redefine the genre and the medium. Too far from what the media are just be feeding ya. So you decide, do you want the souvenirs or you want the memorabilia? Well, it's pneumonic, that lyrical exotic. I'm focused on the hooks and I'm focused on the phonics. Yo, the flow hypnotic, oh yeah, the style comic. No facial or symbolic, has the spell from dome knowledge. The with it, a rhyme and simple gesture. I mastered word and letter. Expression compares to dress and gesture. Yo, beat the splendor. I with my sword and scepter. Oh yes, my level hit the quester. Run out around for the pleasure. So at your leisure, you can beat the measure in which I creep up in the flyers, ninja sneakers. So nice to meet ya. I hope to be yo, your favorite is sincere. Yes, so you can peep it. The way I freak it, unique in ways in speaking. Sometimes it seems it, some need to see it. I do believe it, so call it even Stevens. I ask the people thinking, for whom do you believe in? Open up, Oh yes, begin receiving the flow and sound sweeping, and I'ma keep proceeding. Continue slide speaking, continue freaking. Well, even though they be sleeping, I put my Puerto Rican American heart beating in each rhyme that I'm conceiving. And true meaning for safekeeping. That's just the way that I'm thinking. Unless y'all know me sneaking. Well, every day, including weekends. So yeah, yes, well, it's new money. That lyrical exotic. I'm flipping up on the hook, summer so on the phonics. Yo, the flow was not it. Oh yeah, that's how comic. Don't visualize symbolic. Has that spell from Roman knowledge. So now you know me. Oh, and now the flow be. Oh, we study the style closely. From the shadows, I be smoky. Crouching in low and slowly. Well, it's my left eye, Shinobi. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's the money, that lyrical, exotic, you know the style, symbolic, yo.
Shinobi.
Yeah. Well, it's my lab. And these are. We back. Yeah, I'm on Bago, yeah. Boondoggle, not skin deep, but hollow is malevolent. I make it a head bobble, I make it a head bobble. The wiggle the hip, yo, I make it a weeble wobble. Twist up for the debacle. A visit with my rhyme on top, I like the wobble. Pin kick and falafel. I drop it a hip hop, I just brag or rock out. So beam in the flow, I'm ripping the proper conductor, no teleprompter. And I am in the Shinobi Pasha. Oh, doctor, swat, helicopter. Influenced by the Knickerbocker, knee knocking the Hong Kong Fooey. I stick it a ninja spooky, that oopsie doozy. I spit it out like Patooey, and then my rhyme be plentiful like during my bin jacuzzi. With the way I'm getting groovy, style of music, I'm kicking it loosely, so people know shit. I'm introducing the flow composer, compose a new composure. Not much of a drinker when it comes to the doja. I'm really sober, and I bust the fucking rhyme like a brush. I'm in the jar or some dirt off my shoulder. The G.I. Joe ninja slicing down Cobra. The flow under the road, and it like a roller coaster with emotion that making you throw up with the way that I would throw that. Style, we lose control of. So what's the problem? You know the style's awesome. So proceed with caution. Say, con cuidado. Waman bago. Why you? Boondoggle, not skin deep. For hollow, it's malevolent. Cuidado. Oh, yeah. Well, it's malevolent. Cuidado. Oh, yeah. Well, it's malevolent. Cuidado. Oh, yeah. Well, it's malevolent. Cuidado. Malevolent, these are mass style. They don't bravado. See, I'm bringing it down to the bone. I don't condone. Following close when I unleash the floor. I blood out of mind, blow the nose. Don't buy what you can't quote. I'm sending the rhyme across the globe to give myself some hope and to aspire with the word I wrote. But now it's the smoke. Without it, I'm not feeling whole. So I was told until it grows, to pass the threshold, and then I give it back a tenfold. And I hope it shows within the word that I wrote, and I inject the pieces of my soul. And by not doing so, seem I never feel whole until the word is born, grown, but now it's the sport. So what's the problem? You know the sounds awesome. So proceed with caution. Say con cuidado. Waman bago. Why you? Boondoggle not skin deep. Hollow is malevolent. Cuidado. Oh yeah. Well it's malevolent. Cuidado. Oh yeah. Well it's malevolent. Cuidado. Oh yeah. Well it's malevolent. Cuidado. Malevolent these are man.
Welcome to Thursday Update Stream. It's 3:17 on 3/7/2024. How is everyone doing this fine afternoon? We are here once again. I have to like straddle this wire underneath me. I've got a power stance going on, and anyways, we're here to give you some updates. Nothing crazy, just a little bit of same old, but there is some exciting news out there that we're just gonna get into. See a lot of familiar names. Song of the Owls, how's it going? Scott's in the chat. Bravo AM, smarter than he looks. He looks like a name, so that does leave a lot of room for intelligence there. Cool, let's start at the top. Pit Lord, Mobile Arms, actually. Mobile Arms, we are still printing. At this point, the Aurochs are done. The Mammoth and Ferrets, which is the other two mechs from the Hinterlands pack, about 50% done. Right now, we are mass printing the weapons, which we need about 1,000 of as well, and the pilots. The free pilot given away to everyone is going to wrap up here in about 3 hours. The first pilot packs, which include the 10K, 35, and 40K pilot, will wrap up probably early next week. And I'm just throwing as many files at the printer as I can at this point. There will be some tier 1s. If people got tier 1s or they got just the core box with hinterlands and terrain, some of those orders will be shipping quite soon. If you ordered either the 2 or 3, that includes the Sailot Labs frames or the 3 add-on frames, those will be going out last as we get them printed. At this point, it does not look like we're going to get those printed fully before Adepticon, so fulfillment of mobile arms will pick back up after Adepticon. That's going to kind of slow things down at the shop for about a week, starting on March 18th. We'll still have MDF and spin casting and things going here, but as far as full-fledged printing, production, getting it out the door, shipping stuff, that's going to take a hit as almost half of our staff goes to a convention. Just the way it is. I mean, that's mobile arms. MDF is done, core boxes are done, we are just printing away. We do have most of those getting pushed through packing, and we are doing partial fulfillment when it comes to those manufacturing of those numbers. So once those Sailot Labs get going, which should be next week, they'll be pushed through and we'll be getting orders out. That takes us into Pit Lord. Pit Lord, still on track, still plan to get everyone the PDF by Adepticon in the next week. Just confirmed with Ben that is still on track. That is still the goal. It may be like Friday, Saturday next week, but still counts. As far as that goes, we also sent off 60% of the miniatures to get master molded by our good friend Nick. Sent those out, and we'll receive those molds and start spinning it. So we should actually have the resin before we get the rulebooks for that. The rulebooks we are getting printed, and they'll have that extra lead time as well. But once we get those molds back in, we're going to push them through spin casting and be good to go on that front. With that said, we're looking at potentially end of April, May delivery on Pit Lord. I think that's probably a pretty safe bet. Takes us to the next outstanding project, which is Breacher. Breacher beta book. We said we wanted to get out before Adepticon, and that actually is polished off, ready for its final proofing as of about an hour ago. We are going to push that through our proofer, get it professionally edited, at which point when we get it back, we'll make the changes, and it will for sure be available to all you Breacher backers next week. Hopefully in tandem with that Pit Lord PDF as well. But for sure, the Breacher, next week, you should have that digital rule set and be able to start breaching if you so prefer. When it comes to the other stuff, we're going to be getting to it. We currently our spin casting, resin printing, and mold making is maxed out. So Breacher will be next on the list. But we haven't started that process yet. We also have Night Thirst still going. We have 1 week left, a little give or take. 1 week left on Night Thirst. We did 150 books today, I'm pretty sure. So thank you so much for the support on that. Witty filmed a little bit of filmed an entire gameplay through. I think I may have mentioned that last week. That should be done and edited and online very soon. So be watching our socials and her socials and !Discord for that information. Going to hopefully, if you're on the fence, if you want to see the gameplay and what it looks like, then you can watch that gameplay and kind of get a feel for it outside of just our little overview video. Again, thanks so much for the support. You guys helping bring yet another project to life. We did get some advanced copies of those. We took one of the alpha rule sets and got 3 printed copies of Night Thirst, which we will have available at Adepticon. Witty will get hers. Ben will have one for proofing and editing and things like that, and then the shop will have one. But we are planning on bringing those, so if you want to take a look-see on the alpha copy in person, see all that art without a screen in between, then that will be your chance to do so. I think that's about it. There were like 6, there's less now, but there were 6 Black Friday orders that are... So because we do pre-orders, I'm just going to backtrack a little bit. Because we do pre-orders and we have an order queue, all of our inventory system gets allotted to those orders, hopefully, and should be in the order in which they're in which the orders came in. Our Packer Talon goes to this computer that talks with all the other things, and it hopefully picks out those orders that have the inventory and can be shipped and lets him know. So that way, if we have a couple of 100 orders for things like Pit Lord or Breacher or Night Thirst, and then we have other orders mixed in, we don't have to dig through each one every day to try to figure out what can go out. Unfortunately, that system has some bugs in it. We've been squashing those as they come up to the best of our ability, but it does seem one of those bugs has yet again poked out its little antennas. There was about 6 orders that had products taken out from under it and shipped for later orders, right? So we had these Black Friday orders. They were like 90% done. We made manufacturing orders for those 10%. Once that 10% got pushed through, we looked back at the order, and now suddenly there was like this product that wasn't available, because it happens. But we did double check and we pushed those through. Those are pushed all the way through the lasers. So at this point, they just need to be processed and into inventory. So we'll do a triple check after it's done. But fingers crossed, Black Friday will actually be done. Doug is confirming that they're done. Yeah. Once they go out, we'll do a double, triple check. And then we're just on the normal back order queue stuff. Travis has been killing it on the MDF. James has been killing it on the Spincast resin. They are just, we give them manufacturing orders and they're just crunching them, sticking them out. So thanks guys for that help. And if you're still waiting on back ordered product or things like that, it is going to be on its way. There are a few things that are still scuffed from, maybe, fingers crossed, the last week, I have to say it, Lunar New Year. The main one being the token sheets for DLB and Lunar. Now, those have shipped as of 2 days ago, but when they came back from Lunar New Year, even though we've got the order in before Lunar New Year, there was a lot of back and forth between, oh, hey, this bleed is wrong, this cut's a little too small, this thing's, we got to do this, the colors, the back and forth. And they got them printed. And they are on the way. I think Ben today said that they are logged in Memphis. So as long as they don't get stuck in Tennessee, then we will see tens of token sheets. It's more than tens. Very soon. Potentially Monday of next week. Once we get those in, we will... right, not Lunar New Year. Once we get those in, those orders will go out. We are receiving random bits and bobs of cards that we ordered before and during and after that Lunar New Year. So if you're waiting on something specific, always feel free to reach out to us on our contact page or ping in the chat right now and say, hey, I think I have an order that's waiting on this. And we can give you a live update. Because that's kind of the point of this, is to be here, to be accountable. If you want to say, hey, where's my order? Obviously, I can't give you like your specific order, but I can give you general things about like, oh, you're waiting on the DLB token sheet? It's in Memphis. I think that about sums it up. Oh, yes, we got some zines. We got Hill King. We have Void Cowboy. Void Cowboys. Void Cowboy. Saudi Blam. Saudi Blam, that's not an actual one. And we have a printing of B&B Nightmare. Limited selection of zines. We're going to have them at Adepticon. If you want to get there fast. We only have a few dozens of each one. They will most likely exist in some format down the line, but we're not exactly sure. So if you want to get your paws on the first print run of Hill King, Void Cowboy, or B&B, Airbnb Nightmare, show up early. We'll be there early. We'll be there the entire time. So that's fun. We are going to be at Adepticon, speaking of which. Ben and I are going to be driving the truck up this year, so come the 18th on Monday, we're going to start that treacherous and long journey to the Great North. And then the rest of the staff and a ton of our riders, we're going to have Matt, Corey, Malev, Whitty, Jamie, and Joseph. All are going to be there hanging out. Doug is also a rider. Ben and I are also riders, but also core staff. Ben's going to live stream our entire drive, which will be the worst live stream that you've ever watched. It will just be this. And then there will be like one stretch in between Texas and Oklahoma where we'll be like this. And then I'll complain about it for like 2 hours after that. So we're looking forward to that drive. It's always a fun one. I don't know. Man, my dad watched some Garbo streams. I like the idea that Garbo streamers are actually like garbage truck. Like, I feel like people would watch that. Some garbage truck drivers. It'd be kind of interesting. You have a camera on the back and in the cab. He's like operate. You can see like the screen with the levers. I assume there's screens in them now. I am the main driver, typically. We are crashing halfway. 2 years ago, we did it. This supposedly 17-hour drive, which actually took like 22, 21. I drove that myself. Ben was in the car, but we were pulling an overloaded trailer. So I drove that myself in one day, and then we did the drive back in one day. And the drive back was, to be frank, dangerous. We were wiped from the con, and 2 days later, I tested positive for COVID. So we've learned our lesson, and from the get-go said that we should always allow for at least a day and a half of driving. It really is, if anyone's considering driving, don't be a hero. I don't know, some people don't mind driving. There's like literally, that's a vocation that people drive, as truck drivers, but cons are pretty tiring, and you may get sick, and then you have to drive like 19 hours back and potentially a trailer or truck, and it's just, you know, just stop somewhere, just take the extra day. It's good. Hopefully we'll see you guys there. A lot of people in the Discord have been talking about how they're going to show up in attendance. Going to see, I think, a few people for the first time. Going to see some others for the third or fourth time. We're excited to hang out. They don't drive 21 hours. That is true. That is illegal. I feel like some of them might illegally. You know, there's some like cowboy renegade truck drivers out there. They're the ones that end up in flames on the side of I-20 every time I try to go home for Longview for Christmas. So I think that brings us through the updates. We'll go through the top for anyone who's just now joining in. Pit Lord beta PDF still on track for digital release next Friday, Saturday before Adepticon. You can be able to get your hands on that. The miniatures have gone off to get their master molds made, and once they get back, they are ready to be put in the queue for spin casting. Mobile arms. We have all the core boxes. We have the MDF. We have about 75% of the Hinterlands mechs printed. Currently printing out all of the free pilots, the 24-hour bonus, and the extra pilots, as well as going to get to the Sailor Lab frames, hopefully next week. That will be what's holding up the majority of tier 2s and 3s. So once those start coming off the printers, expect to see your 2s and 3 tiered orders going out. Breacher, the manuscript markup file, that's what we use for editing, is done and being sent over to our last round of professional proofing, or I guess one of the last rounds of professional proofing. Once that gets through, so sometime next week, we'll be able to deliver you guys that digital version of Breacher for you to start playing. And then hopefully that Pit Lord version follows soon behind it. Night Thirst, you already have a beta version on day 1, so check it out if you haven't. Surpassed 150 books. Thank you guys. I feel like anyone who's in this chat probably has bought one, but if you're not, I'm going to publicly shame you. Not really. Don't spend your money on things unless you have the money to spend, you know, and like you feel called to spend your money. Why am I trying to take weird moral high ground? I don't know. Just spend your money or don't. It's your money. But for those of you that have with Night Thirst, thanks so much. For the support, and we still have some goals that if we get unlocked, some extra bits could get done. Buy Night Thirst right now. It doesn't matter if it's your last penny or if you're just straight up using debt. Do it. 1 week left on that Night Thirst pre-order. Adepticon's coming up. We're going to have some limited zines. We're going to have a ton of writers. Going to have an immense amount of fun at that convention, and we hope to see some of you guys there. I think that's about it. Ooh, first time chat. Doomed Paints. What are we doing? How is life? We're giving a little update on all of our major products in production. Thanks for joining in. There will be some cool new tables. Some little demo tables. Doug's going to be running his Hametsu raid. BSS meetup. We don't have anything specific right now, but the BSS crew is staying at the hotel this year. So we should be much more available in the evenings to play games and things like that. We aren't locked into a single car off campus or anything like that. Hamtower raid. Yep, there we go. Schnitzel will post some pictures. Doug just wants to play random games. But yeah, well, a big plan is in the evening we may grab some of our demo boards and miniatures and things and head upstairs, grab a table. Okay, I think that sums it up, guys. If anyone has any last questions, you have a few seconds to get it in, to get an answer. And if not, I have to go plan to build out some crates because we need some more crates for the convention. Yeah, that's it. No seeing any questions. That was your chance. That was your opportunity. Thanks for hanging out once again for this Thursday update. Why do ducks float? Because they're not witches. We'll see you guys next week, but then won't see you the week after that because we'll be at Adepticon. But we do have some plans, like Ben said, to do some live streaming, maybe not on the road, but while we're there. But also we get there and we're just like hanging out with people and maybe not. So it's all up in the air as far as Adepticon goes, other than that our presence will be there and we'll be able to hang out with people who are also there. That's it. Enough rambling. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys later.